All right. Purple Huddle, part of the Vikings Territory Network. As usual, I'm your host, Josh Fry, managing editor over at purpleptsd.com. And man, today, I don't know if anybody expected this start out of the Vikings, but man, it has been an entertaining one to start this game against the 49ers. Vikings head into halftime, leading the game 16-7. Jordan Addison just wrapped up a terrific first half. Some of the best football he's played the NFL so far. And without Justin Jefferson in the lineup, this is exactly what you need. Think we're back. Think we're back. All right. Three, winning the time of possession battle. Just dominating in the ground game, honestly. Cam Akers has had a terrific first half. And Alexander Madison rattled off a 19-yard drive or 19-yard run on that first touchdown drive. And just some really great third down conversions too for this offense. Something that we haven't seen a ton of this so far for the 2023 Vikings. And hopefully this is a sign that they're just starting to click at the right time. Again, a big primetime game against the top team in the NFC, or one of the top teams in the NFC, in the 49ers. And listen, this is a team that came into this game. They were going to be fired up with that missed field goal that could have won them that game. But ultimately, the Vikings some some terrific football. The defense, you can't say enough about what this defense has done. Holding the 49ers to 7.5 points is not an easy fight, is not an easy task, and they have done it. They've stepped up to the challenge. Against this 49ers offense, you've got to be physical, and the Minnesota Vikings have answered the bell so far through the first 30 minutes. The Vikings, they they forced the turnover after they've turned the ball over on that interception. Honestly, not a terrible throw by Kirk Cousins on that play. It might have been a little bit late with the coverage as tight as it was, and you probably could have gotten that ball out a little bit quicker. But ultimately, the defense, they turned around, they stepped up, and they got the ball right back, and the Vikings went down and scored a touchdown. Jordan Addison with a 20-yard reception for the touchdown there, and then the 60-yarder to end the half is just icing on the cake. The Vikings were heavy underdogs coming into this one. I think they were 7-point underdogs when the line finished, and they're up by 9. You can't ask for much more out of what we've seen from this team through the first 30 minutes of this game. And it comes down to just some great execution on the offensive side of the ball. The defense is stepping up. They're stopping the 49ers on some of these runs with Christian McCaffrey that they're used to getting. And I think Trent Williams not being there plays a big part in that as well. But yeah, just huge kudos to the defense. Jonathan Bullard is having a revenge game for the ages right now too. But yeah, it's really just been a story of the Vikings defense stepping up when they need to, and the Vikings offense coming up with big plays when they absolutely need them. The 49ers had allowed one third down conversion of more than 10 yards coming into this game. The Vikings have, is it 2, or was that touchdown? This and also one. If it was, then they might have had 3. So it's been a great first half for the Vikings. Can't ask for much more. Hopefully that you needed that touchdown at the end of the half too, with the 49ers getting the ball to start the second half. That was crucial. And now you go into the second half playing with a bit of a cushion, something that the Vikings really have not done at all to this point in the season. They're used to playing from behind. The 49ers are used to playing from ahead. So hopefully that rattles their cage a little bit. Maybe that mixes a few things up. And look, the Vikings are in a really good position to go in and steal one against one of the top teams in the NFC, and they needed to do it. With the Detroit Lions falling yesterday, with the Packers falling yesterday, the Vikings have a great opportunity here. The Falcons lost yesterday. There's a chance that the Vikings can. The Buccaneers fell yesterday. The Falcons won. Sorry, my bad. But anyway, the Vikings have a really great opportunity to not only move up the standings in the NFC North, but they also a chance to move up in the wild card race. And that 2-4, that's what they're eyeing right now. The Lions are a little bit ways down the road. If they can just keep pace with them until week 16, you got 2 matchups against them. That's when you go try to get the division. But right now, they're just trying to get back into the playoff race, and they're doing a great job of responding. It's been a couple weeks of some really down football. Carolina game wasn't great, and then you go into the Chiefs game, you have a bad turnover on the first play of the game, and that pretty much just throws away pretty much all the chances of winning that one. And then Chicago last week, you win that game, but it did not look like great football. It did not look like great football. They couldn't move the ball on third down. The running game wasn't that great. There were a few bad plays on the defensive side too that allowed Chicago to get back into that one, and they've bounced back and they've looked great so far in the first half. Hopefully, we can continue to see more of that heading into the second half. Defense has a big test. The 49ers are not going away. They're going to come back. They're going to keep throwing punches, and the Vikings just have to keep responding to them. But with a 9-point cushion, they're in a great position right now, and you couldn't ask for much more. Kevin O'Connell has been absolutely in his bag in terms of play calling. That trick play with the Jordan Addison pass obviously got called back for OPI, which is it's one of those things where it's tricky to get all the timing exactly right for plays like that. But just the fact that they were willing to go out there and run that play, that shows that they're trying to win. They're doing their best to win this game, and so far a lot of their scheme is working. And yeah, it's great to see some great football being played by the purple team, and hopefully it continues moving into the second half. There's going to be plenty of coverage for the rest of this game over on Purple PTSD and VikingsTerritory.com. We'll have plenty of articles up in written form over on both sites. So make sure to tune in after the game. And then throughout the week, we'll have more videos on this channel. And Vikes Now with Dustin Baker. We'll have plenty of content coming up at the end of this game. So hopefully the Vikings are able to hold on and get a W. But yeah, let's go Vikes. I'll see you guys after the